Have you ever watched someone walk straight into a trap even though the warning signs were right in front of them? It makes you wonder, why do people ignore danger when it's so obvious? Proverbs 1:17 gives us a powerful reminder. It is surely in vain to spread a net in full sight of a bird. Today, let's break this down, discover what it means, and see how applying it can protect you from failure and set you up for real success. In ancient times, hunters used nets to trap birds. But here's the point. If a bird sees you laying the net right in front of its eyes, the bird won't fly into it. It knows there's danger, so it avoids the trap. Solomon uses this picture to teach us something about life. Wise people don't walk into traps when they can clearly see the danger signs. Only the careless or the greedy ignore warnings and get caught. This proverb is telling us, when danger is obvious, don't ignore it. Now, let's look at the practical examples. For financial example, you see a get-rich-quick scheme online. Deep down, you know it's too good to be true. Maybe it promises to double your money overnight. That's the net. If you ignore the red flags and invest anyway, you'll likely lose everything. But if you act like the bird, see the net and fly away, you protect your money and your future. For friendship and peer pressure, imagine your friends invite you to do something wrong, cheating on an exam, lying at work, or trying drugs. You already know it's a trap. If you say, well, maybe just once won't hurt, that's walking straight into the net. But if you walk away, you keep your reputation, health, and peace of mind. In relationships, sometimes you see warning signs in a relationship, dishonesty, disrespect, or abuse. The net is spread in plain sight. But some people ignore the signs, hoping things will magically get better. Wisdom says, don't ignore what you can clearly see. Protect your heart and your future. Now, let me tell you how to apply Proverbs 1:17. Imagine someone setting a trap right in front of you. You see the net, you see the danger, yet you still walk straight into it. Sounds foolish, right? But that's exactly what happens when people ignore wisdom, close their eyes to warning signs, and choose shortcuts over discipline. Proverbs 1:17 reminds us, it is surely in vain to spread a net in full sight of a bird. This verse teaches us how to recognize traps in life, avoid them, and live wisely. Let's break it down and see how we can apply it in real life. 1. Open your eyes to warning signs. One of the biggest lessons in this verse is awareness. A bird that sees a trap won't fall into it. The same applies to us. Many mistakes in life don't come out of nowhere. They come with red flags, warnings, and signals we often choose to ignore. For example, a business deal that sounds too good to be true. A friendship that constantly pressures you into compromising your values. A temptation to lie, cheat, or cut corners because it looks easier. When we ignore these warning signs, we act like a bird that sees the net, but still walks into it. Here is the practical application. Next time you face a decision, pause and ask yourself, are there warning signs here? Is something telling me this might be a trap? If the answer is yes, don't ignore it. Wisdom means paying attention before it's too late. The benefit: this habit will save you from unnecessary pain, broken trust, and costly mistakes. Awareness is the first step to wisdom. 2. Don't be greedy. Why do birds fall into traps? Usually because bait is placed there food that looks irresistible. For humans, the bait often comes in the form of greed, the desire for quick money, instant pleasure, or an easy way out. Greed blinds people to danger. Many scams succeed because people are promised fast wealth without hard work. Many relationships fail because people chase pleasure without patience. And many lives are destroyed because shortcuts replace discipline. Here is the practical example. A student cheats on an exam to pass quickly, but later struggles in real life because he never learned the skills. A young person joins dishonest business deals, only to lose everything in the long run. Someone sacrifices their values for temporary gain, but ends up with regret. Proverbs warns us, don't fall for the bait. Just because something looks shiny doesn't mean it's safe. The benefit: by rejecting greed, you build real success slowly, steadily, and with a foundation that lasts. True prosperity never comes from shortcuts. It comes from discipline, integrity, and patience. 3. Choose wisdom over pressure. Another reason people fall into traps is pressure. Everyone is doing it, so why not me? Peer pressure, societal trends, and even family expectations can push us into unwise decisions. But notice what the bird in this proverb does. When it sees the trap, it doesn't follow the crowd, it flies away. That's the kind of courage we need today. Here's the practical example. If friends pressure you into unhealthy habits, drinking, drugs, or dishonesty, choose wisdom over acceptance. If society tells you that everyone cheats a little or cutting corners is normal, don't fall for it. If coworkers invite you into gossip or corruption, remember that going along with the crowd often leads to regret. The benefit: choosing wisdom over pressure builds strength of character. You gain respect from others, peace in your heart, and blessings from God. Success isn't just about achieving goals. It's about achieving them without losing your integrity. 4. Why this matters for success. When you apply this verse, you gain priceless benefits. Clarity in decision-making. You're not fooled by traps because you've trained your eyes to see warning signs. Freedom from regret. Instead of looking back with guilt, you move forward with confidence. Trust from others. People respect those who avoid greed and stand firm against pressure. Employers, friends, and family see you as reliable. God's favor. Above all, Jehovah blesses those who walk in wisdom, because they choose his path over shortcuts. 5. A story to remember. Let's imagine two young men starting their careers. The first one sees a shady business opportunity that promises instant riches. His conscience warns him, but greed blinds him. He jumps in, and within a year, loses all his savings. The net was right there. He saw it, but walked into it. The second young man sees the same opportunity, but remembers Proverbs 1:17. He recognizes the bait, refuses to compromise, and instead works hard in a smaller, honest job. It's slower, but over time he builds real success, trust, and peace. Which one do you want to be? I want you to know that Proverbs 1:17 is simple, yet powerful. It is surely in vain to spread a net in full sight of a bird. The traps of life are often obvious if we open our eyes. Don't ignore warning signs. Don't let greed control you. Don't bow to pressure. Instead, fly away from danger and choose wisdom. That's how you avoid regret. That's how you build true success. And that's how you honor God, the source of all wisdom. You may ask, what is the benefits of applying this verse? You avoid unnecessary pain. By seeing the trap early, you save yourself from regret. You build a reputation for wisdom. People will respect you as someone who thinks before acting. You position yourself for long-term success. Because while others are stuck in traps, you'll still be free to keep growing, building, and winning. So remember, Proverbs 1:17. It is surely in vain to spread a net in full sight of a bird. Don't walk into traps that are right in front of you. Open your eyes, listen to wisdom, and fly away from danger. Success doesn't come from shortcuts. It comes from staying free, staying wise, and staying focused. If this lesson spoke to you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more wisdom from Proverbs. And let me ask you, what's one trap you've learned to avoid in your life? Share it in the comments, because your story could inspire someone else to escape theirs.